Hello coding aliens, welcome to my YouTube channel Code with Aki. How are you doing guys? I know it is quite a long time to bring a videos. I was busy in building our own website, so you guys will get access of all our courses directly from our website. I will make a separate video on that. So let's get started. So in this video tutorial, we are going to build an e-commerce application in MERN-Stack. So let's start one by one the technologies we are going to use in this build. So the first technology is the React. So we are using React for the front end along with Redux for managing the state. Express for creating the server and building the REST APIs. MongoDB will be our database. Razorpay for the payment. So we are going to use the Razorpay for not an actual payment, like a dummy payment too. And then we will use Heroku for the deployment of this whole e-commerce application. This whole video tutorial will be very concept building, and if you want to be a MERN-Stack developer, then this video is definitely for you guys. So let's see the demo of the build. First of all, I have already logged in or signed in our Flipkart e-commerce application here. So you can see we have three options at the top here. We have a cart, we have my orders, and we have a account name of the one which is logged in here. And here you can see we have all the products that is listed here, and we have already built a separate admin panel, so from where we can simply add our products and list all the products here. So we are going to see the authentication also. A lot of guys requested for the authentication of this build, of this in this build too. So we are going to implement the authentication like a separate admin panel with a customer panel. Like from there we can simply manage the whole things there. And here you can see we have a different deal section here. So this is the deal sections, this is the posters here, and this is the products here. So when you click any of the products, you will be redirected to this product page with this ID, and this ID is automatically generated ID, and that it is stored in our MongoDB database, and this is the unique ID for this product. So you can see here we have a product here, and we can simply add it to my carts here. So now when I click on this, it is added to our cart, and now you can see the status is updated. One item is added to the cart here, and here you can simply go to the cards of the checkout page from here. So here you can simply see a cart data here. So here you will get all the products that you are added in your cart. So I'm just going to add more products in my cart. So let's add more products from there. So let's add sky bags too, and sky bags too. Then I'm just going to add more products, like go back there, and here I'm just going to add the egg cooker also. So here you can see every time I just added the product to the cart quantity is incremented, and this is all because of our Redux state management technique here. So now you can see we have a three product listed here, and three product is added in our cart, and this is the sub price, the total price of the amount that we have here. So it is all the sum of all the total amount of the cart that we have added here. And now when I click on this placeholder, place order, we can see it just asks the add a delivery address here. So here you need to add your delivery address. So first of all, I will just add a delivery address to Delhi, India, and here I'm just click on the place card here, and now you can see we have a total amount here and the payment details also here, but you are not going to see the ID here. This is because you will see the ID only when you placed your order. So when you click on this proceed, it will simply pop up a window for the Razorpay. So here we just need to provide the information for purchasing it from the Razorpay here. So I am just going to add the information for doing an dummy transaction here. So here I'm adding this, and here I'm just click on the proceed here, and now you can see from which we have a different options for the payment. Here you can see we have a debit card, credit card, UPI, net banking, wallet, and the pay later. And here you also see we have another payment methods, that is a UPI, Paytm, Google Pay, and the Phone Pay here. So what I will do, I will just simply click on here and just click on this proceed, and here inside of this debit card section I will just simply, you need to first verify your mobile number here, so that's why it just save your details, and when you do the payment after that, it will be simply accessed from there. So here you need to just add the OTP that is sent on your mobile phone. I have added there, and now click on this verify. It just verified here, and now you can see here all your cards that you added here. It will simply, you will get all the card details here, and now you just need to add a random CVV, any CVV here, and now click on this pay. Now you can see it just, you just want to give the X of there, so click on the success here, and here you will see this is our order ID, and this is order ID is generated, and now you can see here the payment is successful, and we will be reverted back to our orders page. So this is the order page, and you can see here my all orders here. So this is the orders of my all orders are actually here, like what we have already ordered from this account here. Okay, and now when I just refresh this, you will see this order will also be updated with our new new orders that we have did here. So now you can see here we have the 7 orders here and these orders here. So here you can simply add a ascending or the descending features to only add relevant orders that will be done in a recent time, so that will be at the top of there. So now you can see here we have a 3 products that we have added on our cart, and it's just in our order page, and now you can see our cart is now empty here. So this is the things that we are going to build here from the front end till the back end from there. And now the thing that I'm going to show you, the admin dashboard here. So I'm just going to log out from here. So here I'm just logged out here. Now what I will do, I will simply log in with our admin credentials. So let's do with admin credential. So from the admin panel, we can simply add a products of our choice, and the products will going to list there on this customer panel and the whole homepage section there. So here we have a 2 separate panels for there. Yeah, you can see here we have all the orders and we have all the products. So now you can see here all the orders here. So now you can see the all orders is now 15, right? I just need to change it to all orders here. It is still my orders, so I will change that also. Okay, so here we have a 15 orders. So here we can simply cancel our orders, track our orders, and these 2. So I have not added this feature for the canceling of the order. You can add these features too. And now you can see here we have all the orders here that is done here by the customers here. Okay, so these are all the orders here. And then if you see here on the click on this add product page, now here you can simply add the product here. So I'm just going to add a dummy product here. So give me a second to fill out all the details here. So here I'm just going to add a product of gaming laptop, and here we just put the price like 48,000, something like that, 48,000. So this is the price, and here the rating for there. So for this rating I will just put 4.9, and here we just need to put the URL of the image. So when you put the URL of image, you will see here we have a just like SS of that image, a small image here. So whatever you add here, and now when I click on this save, you will see the product will be added. So product is now added successfully, and you want to add a more product. So here click on this OK, and now you can add all products here. So I'm just not going to add all the products here. I'm just going back to our home page, and now you can see here we have added a laptop here. So this is how you can add a product, and you can do a CRUD operation on everything there. right? So I'm not added that features there, but you can build it a fully functional. And if, apart from that, it is a full-fledged e-commerce application with two different panels for an admin and for the customers here. So let's get and started to build this whole application. I am very excited to build this application and hope you would also learn a lot of things here and the concepts in this build. So let's get started in Visual Studio Code. So inside the Visual Studio Code, you guys need to simply start your React app using the create React app. And the prerequisite for building any React application, for that you just need to install a npx, that is a runtime node package manager there. So for that you just need to install the npm also. So these are the prerequisites of creating any React application, and I know and I hope you guys have this npm already installed on your machine here. So now what I'm going to do, I will just simply start our React application with the template of Redux 2. So where we can simply use our create slice. So from there we can use that slice for building the state management there. Now next here we just pass an command, that is npx create React app, and here you just need to give the name of the application. So I'll just give a e-commerce app. So e-commerce app, and here we are using the Redux. So here we just start it with our template Redux here. So we just need to do a very little coding there for managing the state there. So it just take quite time, couple of minutes for initializing or creating our React application. The boilerplate directory we will get in here in our Explorer section there. So just give it some time to create our basic React application. So we have already installed our React application, create React app done with our here. So here you can see I am using a Yarn, a package manager here. And here we have just installed the Yarn using npm, and it is installed globally. So let's get and started in the directory that is default created by the create React app. So here we have a default directory of here we have the source, and here we can see we have a features, and here it contains our Redux slices there. And inside of this you can simply check out this index.js. Here you will see here we have a provider with the store 2 here. So this store just provide our state there, and you can see here we have using the React Redux, and it is automatically imported or installed along with our template Redux there. So we are not going to install it manually anymore. And here inside of this you can see I'm using Yarn here. So for that I'm going to simply run each and every script with Yarn inside of this package.json. If you take a look at this, you will see where we have 4 different script stacks here. For one, that is the start. So for starting a React application, I just need to fire the command, that is Yarn start, and if you are using the npm you just simply do the npm start. So here I'm just going to simply start our React application. It just show a very nice animating or spinning logo of React. So that just indicate us that everything is going right. So here we just do Yarn start. We just start our React application in our browser. So from there we can simply debug our application. So here this is the indication of our successful running of our React Redux application. And here you can see this is the template Redux, and this is the counter here. Now so let's start our main thing, that is just doing the real coding of doing the things or building the components and whatsoever. So inside of this you can see here we have a lot of different files here. So we are not going to use, as these all are cluttering up here. So I'm just going to simply first of all delete all the tests file, the logo svg and the app test.js, I'm just going to delete the counter slice aspect2 and the counter API, the module, and the counter.js, and just remove these things from our project directory first of all. And then I just deleted all these things, and you can see here we have a features, and inside of this we have this counter. So what I will do, I will just grab this counter slice and delete the counter 2 from the features directory and bring this counter slice back inside of this features here. Okay, so this makes our directory looks neat and clean. And then let's remove it. Okay, and then you can see here we have an inside of this app.js we have a necessary thing that is not a necessary, just like a template of the thing that we have already seen there. So let's remove all these things inside of this header tag and just put here hello from e-commerce app. So this is just like for testing purpose. So e-commerce, okay, sorry, e-commerce app. Let's save this. First of all, remove the counter first of all here, and the logo .svg, otherwise it will produce error here. Okay, now inside of this app.css you can see here we have this predefined style set. So let's remove everything there. Now let's save this, and now inside of this index.js you will see here the body and all that thing. So what I will do, I will simply add a margin and padding of 0 for each and every page, right? And just it is just doing for remove any default styling there. So margin, and let's add the padding 0. Now let's save this, and inside of this app.js you can see here, okay, so there is an issue with this. So counter.slice. Okay, so inside of this app you will get the store, and here it contains all our Redux things here. So it contains our reducer here. So I'm just going to simply comment everything there, and now let's save this because I'm not going to do anything here. I just need to start our basic React application and just do the testing here. So let's refresh this. Okay, let's remove it once again and comment it. So let's uncomment the remaining part like there, and now let's save this and just refresh the page one more time, and now you can see it is coming the hello from the e-commerce app. So now we are good to go here to build this nice e-commerce application. So if you see at the deployed version of this already built version here, we have a bunch of components here, and we are going to build each and every components one by one. So at the very top we have a header section, then we have all the category section, then we have a banner, next we have the product section, we have the deals of the day, and also a banner here too. So these are the components here, and the React is like working on the components, and the component is the heart of React. Whatever we are going to build, just we see on our screen here is just build out of the components here. So first of all, what we will do, I will just create a header component that you can see at the very top of here. So let's go and just create the header component, and before that installing building any components, I'm just going to take or install all the dependencies that we are going to use in this project. So for the front end, I will going to simply install a bunch of dependencies, like from the material UI core, the icons, right? We will use Firebase, the Axios, we will use query string, and these things, because these things are necessary to build this whole application there. So I'm using the yarn to install all the dependencies here. So the first one that I will install, the material UI core, then material UI icons, icons, fine. Then we will use Axios for getting or fetching requests here from the API. Then we will use the Firebase for the authentication or just doing and just doing the authentication. Otherwise you can remove the Firebase also, because I will do the authentication with our own written code. So I've just removed this Firebase also here. Okay, and then next we have React. We will use JS cookies. So if you want to use that cookies, you are good to use that cookies. We will also cover the concept of cookies also here. Okay, then we will use a query string, so for getting the parameters from the URL. So this is for just using the query string from there. And then we will use a model. So for this we will use a React model here. So React model will be simply definitely provide us a pop-up feature of how we the things is going to do there. And then we will use a React router DOM for switching between the various pages. So here we will use React router DOM. Next we will use a sort UUID. So it just generate a unique ID here. So here we will use a sort UUID. So all these are the dependencies that we are going to use inside this particular application. This is only for the front end. I'm not going to install the things for the back end, because it will make the things look some complexities for there. So I will, okay, sorry, it is not it should be install, I think. Yeah, it should be yarn install. Okay, install. Okay, now hit the enter button. I think it should be yarn add. I'm working the first time with the yarn here. Yeah, so yarn add is the correct command for this, right? So it is now installing all the dependencies that I'm going to use here. Okay, I have installed all the dependencies. I'm just going to take a look on each and everything that is installed here. So you can see here we have installed the Axios, the query string, JS cookie, sort UUID, React router DOM, material UI course, icons, and the React model. So these are the dependencies that I'm going to use here for building the front end here. So now our first step is to create the header section here. So this is the header section here. So here I'm just going to follow a very neat and clean directory structure, project structure, and I also suggest you guys to follow the same as here. So basically I will create a container. Basically I just create a container directory here. So let's create a container. It just contains the container like Flipkart here. So here just add a file just called flipkart.js. So flipkart.js, and whatever we have here, like here, whatever we have inside of this, it just contain inside this container, like the header section, the product section, the deal section, and these things here. So this contains inside of this container directory of flipkart.js. So it just contain all everything there, like it just works like a container here. So here we just use an snippet for creating a functional component here. So RFCE just will use, okay, let's meet time RFCE just create a functional component here. So we are not going to simply create this snippet by manually here. So just give a class name here, like a Flipkart, whatever the class name here. I just provide here hello from Flipkart. So this is way of doing this. Okay, now let's save this. So this contains everything here. So this is the container, sorry, and this container should come inside of this source directory, not in the parent directory. So I just need to copy inside of this source directory. So we have this container, and then we just create another directory for the components. So it just contains all the components that we are going to use here. So this contains the components here. So this has the component section, and this has the container section that contains the flipkart.js file and all these things here inside of this. And inside of this component section, we will have a bunch of things like navigation bar at the top, the header section here. So inside of this we will have an CSS for each and every, for designing each and every component. So we will have a CSS things also here. Okay, now let's create a file inside of this component. Just give the name a navbar.js. so basically this is for the navigation bar at the top here. So let's start the same thing with here for like creating a functional component to give the class name here navbar. So this is the way of doing this, but how we will render this component? So for rendering these components, we just call this component inside of this app.js, which is directly injected by using the id, the root. If you see inside of this index.js, you can see here we have this app.js here. So it just simply injected when this application will loads in the browser, and the browser first calls this app.js, and whatever we provide inside of this app.js will going to render on the screen here. So here inside of this app.js we just provide the container file that we have here. So we just provide the container section here. Apart from that, we will need to use the React router DOM for switching between different pages here. So first let's import the React.